y'all, welcome to the Fill-In Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in this market or to just learn from this market. But first, let me give my disclaimer, y'all. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, or all of that good stuff. We learn and we grow together. I say that often, right? So with that being said, let's get started. So we are looking at Bitcoin, and I just wanted to point out how we just bounced off of this 65,000 here, only to come back up and get rejected at an area. Kind of knew we could possibly have trouble, only to come back and try to bounce back from this low here and have trouble here. So we need to come find some support here, only to move higher. So it looks like Bitcoin is trending up based on this 30-minute chart. Again, not financial advice, right? So that lets me know, need to pay very close attention to the market today, right? So let's go look at AMD to see where we are. And it looks like we closed at 205.94. AMD is trading in that little gathering spot, as I like to say, or the consolidation area. So as of right now, we're having trouble somewhere around that 50 EMA is really close to a level that I have at 208.43. So you can see candles came to this area here. We would need to get back above that. If we should break that, we could still have trouble somewhere around the 209.01 and breaking that for AMD 209.74. Should we break that 210.34 and again 211.01, which puts us kind of like where that 200 EMA is. However, breaking that for AMD today, that 211.01 or the 211.20 area, 211.50 again at 211.96, 212.48, 213.13, and somewhere around the 214.17. So if you're trading AMD to the upside, those are possible areas of resistance. Now let's look to the downside for AMD under the 206.20. Y'all see price have been gathering in this area right here, right? I had two lines there, kind of knew we could have some double support there, in my opinion, right? So breaking that 206.20, we could very well come back to 204.88, 203.79, 202.90. Should we break that 202.90 for AMD today, somewhere around 201.54 and breaking that $200.48. And should we break that today for AMD 197.53, keep in mind, we could very well get stopped out anywhere in this area here, y'all. Again, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale. Why? Because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where my possible trouble places are, and kind of have a general idea of that. So right now we are looking at Meta. We closed at 649.81. Yes, 649.81. Looks like we've come down here, found some support around the 642.09. Right there, 641.98. I need to kind of remember that. Why? Because price stopped there twice for a reason, right? So I'm going to go and mark this area here. There, 641.98, only to, move back to the upside. So where are the trouble places for Meta today? We need to get back above the 646.99, possibly have trouble 648.31, 649.20, 650.02, and breaking that 650.02, 651.55. And keep in mind, it was a strong support for us here. It could very well be a strong area of resistance, in my opinion, and that is where our 50 EMA is around the 651.30. I have the 651.55, very close, right? But, breaking that, we could very well still, have trouble again, 652.58. And again here at 653.01, breaking that for Meta today, 654.04, and breaking that 655.22. Those are possible areas of resistance for Meta. Now, let's say we break back under the 641.97 today, breaking back under that 641.97 here, we could possibly find support again, 641.47, down here at 640.42, not far away, 639.97, and should we break that, 639.05, and again here at 638.62, not far away. However, breaking that 637.70, and should we break that 637.70, I had the 637.38, very close, but the next level It's down here at the 635.43. So from here to here, we could very well get stopped out anywhere in this area. So if you are trading Meta today, to the upside or to the downside, those are possible areas of support and resistance. Again, I say it so often, y'all, not financial advice, right? So we are now looking at NVIDIA. We closed at 186.94. We had a 193 high here, only to come down, move up, come down, back sideways. So anything is possible in this market, right? So as of right now, where are the trouble places? Back to the upside. Y'all see that 50 EMA, that line that the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA is right there, and it looks like we're crossing to the downside. Again, not financial advice, but we would need to get back above all of this in order to move its way back to the upside. So let's say above the 188.43, we could possibly have trouble again, 188.92, and breaking that 189.28. Should we break that? Y'all see that ATR trail and stop is forming at that 189.60, breaking that level, 190.06. Again here at 190.44, 190.73, 191.04, 191.30, 192.20. Those are possible areas of resistance for NVIDIA today. Now, y'all see prices just hanging out at this area right here. So breaking this level, 186.23, we can come back to 185.87, 185.60, and breaking that 185.16. So those are possible areas of support for NVIDIA today. So under the 185, let's say under 185.16, 185, we could possibly come back to 184.67, 184.48, and again at 184.26, breaking that level, 183.99. So those are possible areas of support and resistance for NVIDIA, and we see it here. That was a support area, so we definitely need to trade carefully. I said often, y'all, mark your levels, and once it goes against your why or your reason for getting in the trade, get out, right? Make sure you have a strategy before going into that trade. So we are looking at the SPY. We closed at 681.27, and y'all see I have a little strong area of support, in my opinion, was here around the 679.16. So back to the upside, we would need to break back above. We can use that moving average, which is our 20 EMA if you're using the moving averages right now at the 680.91. Should we break that, 681.35, 681.78, 682.12, breaking that brings us back to 682.73, 682.96, 683.23, and should we break that, 683.45, breaking that 683.75, and breaking that 684.27, 684.88. Those are possible areas of resistance for the SPY. So again, if we break that 684.34, again, that is where our ATR trail and stop is. We very well could keep moving, but I say it so often, y'all, anything is possible in this market, right? So let's say for the SPY today, we break under the 679.23. We could come back to the 678.47. And as you can see, price came down to this area here. We bounced from there. We moved up just a little bit, right? Tried to come back again. So definitely watching. I will be watching the 678.47, not financial advice, or 678.57. Now breaking that 678 could be a support area, and should we break that 676.99, keep in mind we could get stopped out or anywhere in this area here. However, breaking the 676.99 of 676.68, not very far away. However, breaking this 675.89, there's a few layers of support down to that 675.14 area. I'm going to see if I can make that a little bit visible. There we are. So should we break the 675.89 for the SPY, again, there was a few layers down to that 675.65, but the next level of support that I have is around the 675.15 or 675.14, and breaking that for the SPY today, 674.38, and again 674.06, breaking the 674.06, 673.61, and should we break that 673 level is the next level. Keep in mind we could very well get stopped out anywhere in between there. So if you are trading the SPY today, Those are possible areas of support and resistance. And y'all, I know my Tesla and SPY charts are very congested, but guess what? I can tell you where you could possibly have trouble by looking at the charts, because I've been charting them for a few years now. So we are now looking at Tesla, and I say it so often, y'all, Tesla just does what Tesla does, right? We closed at 417.07, and it came off of a high of 436, I believe, on yesterday, only to come back down to this 420. Let's see, the low of this candle here was 414 low, bounced from there, only to come back down. I thought I saw a bear flag on this 1 hour chart. We'll look at that in just a minute, but let's go look and see where our trouble places are. As of now, 413.75 is our support area. Back to the upside, we will need to get back above 414.99 or the 415 area. We could also have trouble around the 415.33, which is our 20 EMA as of now. Breaking that 415.33, 416.56, make sure, yes, 415.56. 416.56, yes, and breaking that level for Tesla today, 417.19, and breaking the 417.19, 417.85 is where our 50 EMA is as of right now. However, breaking that 418.62, and should we break the 418.62, 419.37, breaking that 419.71. So there's a lot of resistance here for Tesla from the 419.37 up to the 419.81 area. In my opinion, this is strong resistance. Again, not financial advice, right? So breaking that, we still have another few layers of resistance here at 420 up to the 421.18. So Tesla will need to break above the 419.37 or the this 419.69. We could still have trouble at 420, and then again here at 421.18. So there's a lot of resistance here. I said that to say there's a lot of resistance for Tesla there. However, breaking the 421.18, possibly have trouble again. 422.22. I remember 422.22 for Tesla, just like the 428.61 and the 440.41. Those are just numbers that I remember for Tesla because it has proven to be strong support or resistance area, right? So breaking this, again, we could possibly have trouble 423.01 up to the 423.57 and breaking that 424.29. So those are possible areas of resistance for Tesla. Now, looks like we just got some information to come out. So can we come up and get rejected? Yes, we very well can. Let's go look to the downside. Under the 413.75, we could possibly have trouble again around the 412 area, breaking that 412, 410.01. And should we break that 407.89, breaking that 407.89 for Tesla, we could possibly find support again, 406.57, 404.80, 403.68, and breaking that 402.54. So those are possible areas of support and resistance for Tesla. I'm going to go to the 1 hour chart because I thought I saw a flag, and that's what we have marked on the, let me see if I can get that a little bit more visible. Looks like there's a flag here for Tesla, so definitely watching it on this 1 hour chart, because if that's the case, the possible target is around the I think it's around the 393, 396 area. Again, not financial advice. I need to say that, right? So this is what I see when I look at the market. I say it so often. So it could very well come back to around the 392, 395 area for Tesla if this is a bear flag. So definitely need to watch that area. I say it so often, y'all, there's so many different ways to trade the market, and what's challenging is trying to figure out the strategy that works best for you and for you to have the discipline to execute your plan or trade, get out when it's time to get out or get in when it's time to get out, right? So I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive today. As always, if you could please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. I say it often, we learn and we grow together. And I'm going to say this. Please, if just because the market is moving down now does not mean that we can't find support and move up. And just because it moves up does not mean we can find resistance and move down. Trade what you see. I can't say that enough, right? So until next time, everyone, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.